Hi, I'm Doug from Pivgo, and I'm here with Eyzo again today. How are you doing, Eyzo?
Hi, yeah, I'm fine. Thanks a lot. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I'm roasting in the heat, but surviving.
It's cooling down here, so a few more days and then we can run again or something.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, fingers crossed. If you've got time, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. I mean, you got to take time for some relaxation. That's important, I think, right?
yes. Yeah, yeah, very true. Very, very true.
Yeah.
What's been the hardest thing, I guess, in terms of scheduling with the program? Keeping
Scheduling.
track of, what you're doing versus lectures versus talking to the
Oh,
client,
hmm
how's that?
well, yeah. So the project itself is kind of we've heard that we had one of the most challenging projects of the whole thing. Don't want to boast. I mean,
Hey, yeah, I believe you. I believe you.
so yeah, there's that. So I think the startup time is a bit longer than regularly. Also because yeah, the first week it was super crowded with a lot of lectures. So yeah, I mean, I think we're now getting to the point where the data we're basically extracting it from PDF and where it's getting to a form where we can feed it to some machine learning algorithms. So yeah, so the team is split up into two parts. So we have basically the cleaning crew who cleans the data and transforms it, and we have the research branch who are trying to put it into different algorithms and see what works the best. And yeah,
Very cool.
tomorrow we're going to talk with our client again, and yeah, actually first time since we started, so it's quite exciting. We have to really just yeah, still get the feeling of how this works, but I don't
Nice.
know. It's
Well,
always
which part of those two sides are you on? Are you working with cleaning it, or are you working with experimenting with?
I'm the janitor. I'm cleaning. Yeah.
Okay, cool, cool. And how's that been? I guess you worked cleaning data before, but
Yeah,
how's how's it going with that?
yeah, it's going pretty well actually, but it's always just going slower than you think, right? So, I mean, I don't know how it is with the other people, but for my case, I mean, I came really from an academic background, and I took some time to learn this. But the only way you get good at like data wrangling is really with experience and doing it a lot, and maybe you do like some I don't know, some online competitions. So you have Kaggle, for example, you see, and when you're trying to learn, like absorb a lot of different things, this is really different than perfecting skills. So I just know right now where a lot of things stand, or sorry, where I can find a lot of things in the books, etc. And so yeah, it's still a bit. So the process on that side is a bit slow, but I really like it. It's quite a creative process. So I get to yeah think of like smart functions to do like weird things, like yeah cutting off headers and footers of PDFs, which is not an easy task. So
No,
and
no.
well, I
PDFs
mean,
are a nightmare,
PDF
right?
itself, it's like one of the tasks, and then finding like a smart, quick solution to it. I mean, like quick in computing time, and not like some hodgepodge for loop in a for loop in a for loop kind of thing. That yeah, I mean that's satisfying. I think so. That's quite nice actually.
Amazing. Oh, that's really good. Really great to hear.
Hmm
Um, I guess going and touch on the lectures again. Um,
Yeah.
how do you find the lectures, and do you feel that you're kind of learning a lot from them? And are you learning a lot from the other team members as well? I guess you're split up into two teams, so perhaps not so much interaction there.
Well, so the lectures themselves, yeah, I think that there was like a really wide range of them, and so we really had like this sort of a split between sort of teamwork type of ideas. And I'm more kind of a practical guy, so the ones that were like a little more practical, I just like them more. But I think it's important to see these things. And yeah, I mean, let's say I enjoyed 50% and the other 50% is just not there. But yeah, I mean, that's how things go, right? I mean, if you're in a big group, you can't always be all served with what you want. So, but yeah, I think, but even the ones I didn't like were more because just the topic I don't find it interesting, or I just find it's hard or something. You need to think really hard about it, and that's sometimes a bit frustrating when you're like, okay, of course it's interesting what they're saying, but to me, moi, and then I need to understand this. you know.
Yeah.
So then, if you need to understand this as well, it's kind of that makes it even harder to get it into your head. But
apart from, well, actually, including the technical difficulties that we were just discussing earlier with the virtual machine and whatnot, what's been the most challenging part of it so far?
So far, well, I think really wrapping your head around the problem, because a lot of these companies we're working for, they're like, I think a mix of smaller and bigger companies, and so some of them have some really how do you say, state of the art kind of ideas, and that's really nice to have this challenge. But sometimes that also means that there's really no known solution to this problem, or they think that this solution already exists, but it just sort of moves on. How do you say? Not expands on an existing solution, and that's sometimes maybe not the case. So then you have to make it up yourself, right? And that in a field where you just entered in, this is really challenging, but it's also really cool to see that this actually works out. And in the beginning, the technical mentors, they were like, they were saying, sometimes out of this program, people really come out with some really great, surprising results. And I was like, yeah, sure. I mean,
yeah, of course they do.
We're just PhDs, and we don't know what we're doing, right? But now I'm starting to believe it. But ask me again in 3 weeks how that is. So I think that's a real challenge to sort of like make up a solution for something that hasn't been solved before. But where there's sort of the gap to the known things is really big. Yeah. So basically, another challenging thing, of course, is the teams and getting settled. I mean, getting used to working with each other, because you don't know one another. It's not that we're super antisocial people, but it's really settling into your own role within the team. It's always kind of a bit of a tussle. And it's interesting to see, like, after a few days, this went really well, and we're starting to settle. And you really notice these kind of, we had a lecture about these team roles and about those profiles that we had. And we all did this test where we were profiled into like a certain box. I should say category. And I always think this is kind of snake oil type of stuff. I get like a little bit of the heebie-jeebies when I see that.
I also do. Were you happy with the result you got?
I don't know, but that's the thing. If you're that kind of person, you're like, okay, whatever. But it's true. it's out there because somehow it works. And the way you treat with that, I don't know, you can go very technical about that, but I think it usually goes quite naturally, the way the team settles. So.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, amazing. Well, really great to hear how things are going, and how you've organised the team into different sections, and identified the issues with the PDFs, and keeping the client communication going. All great stuff, and really look forward to hearing the progress next time we talk. And been great. Thanks very much, Eyzo.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to next week.
Cool.
See you.
Take care.